Well, good everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Glass Cage Podcast. I'm JH.
And I'm George.
And we are episode 9.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Time marches on.
It does. So we are one more until we're going to take our break. So like we said in the last one, we're going to take a break when we get to 10 episodes, and we'll have October off, basically get a whole bunch of episodes and then release them during harvest.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
That's the plan. And there actually will be a 1 week gap between episode 9 and 10 because I'm about to go on a fishing trip. So
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully we'll get to 10. Hopefully we don't lose you off the coast.
yeah. So I'm heading up to the Kimberley Coastal Camp
Yeah, lucky duck.
with Farm and General. Well,
Yeah.
you've already done it before, so
Yeah, yep. No, that's that's an awesome experience. You're going to love it.
yeah. No, Dad's done it as well, and everyone
Yeah.
who's gone on it said it's pretty epic. So
Yeah, I can't fish. Like, I'm not a fisherman at all.
no, I'm not a fisherman either. I'm not a seafood eater either.
Really?
Nah, look, I'll eat fish. I like fish. But
This
anything
will
else,
change that.
like I'm mildly allergic to prawns and stuff like that. So
Oh, what?
you know.
You just don't like the taste. And so you say you're allergic? Or?
I get a scratchy throat, bro.
yeah. Don't like it. Sure.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, this episode we're probably going to do a little bit different. I put a question out on Instagram just saying, anyone got some questions for us, and we'll sort of
Get into them.
get into it and answer it that way. So
there's a couple that lead to some good discussion points. And
yeah. So I guess I'll just pull it up here while we're gently chatting amongst ourselves.
yeah, well, hopefully you're pulling up the questions.
All right. So we've got 6. Well, actually, we've got 7. We've got another question out of Instagram, but we'll go through these. So Drew Hall has actually sent in 2, and he says, how many acres approx do you farm?
We're talking hectares.
We
here.
do talk in hectares. So
Yeah. Unless we're trying to sell the farm.
yeah, to get more money.
yeah, that's it.
So hectares wise, we're 4,500.
Yeah, we're 4,400.
Yeah, and arable, I think we're more like 4,300, but yeah, I think acres is 8,000.
Yeah, it'll be about that.
Do your conversion.
Yeah, 2.45.
Yeah.
So 8 point something.
So we're probably on the medium scale for around here. There's people smaller and there's people a lot bigger.
Yeah, and yours is all freehold, so you own it all.
Yes, yeah, no, we don't have any leasing.
Yeah, so we've got 800 hectares of lease, and the rest, the rest we own.
Yep.
But actually, there's 400,000 hectares so 1 million acres
The
of
station.
lease. The station, but
yeah.
that doesn't really count because it's not cropping.
It's meat cropping.
Yeah, but you said arable acres, arable hectares. So yeah, that's it.
So his second question from Drew was, what's the average rainfall in your area? Now, this obviously varies year to year and depends on, what you're...
Yeah, what you're averaging over.
Yeah. So I guess I actually printed off our historic data just to...
Jeez, you're prepared.
I know.
I only just stopped work.
Mate, I'm never stopped working. I'm always thinking about... But no, look, as an average, we're probably around that yearly. We're around that, I'm going to say 380 to 390.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure everyone by now knows that we're 30 k's south, like right here.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
30 k's south, and we're 450. We say we're 450.
Yep.
And at the coast, so down at Coolumbijup,
Yep.
which is a further 30 k's, or about 50 by road, but 30 k's straight line.
Yeah.
That's closer to 600.
That's a hell of a difference, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Look, I've got, so Dad started recording rain back in 1987, so we've got a fair bit of historical rain data to look back on, and it's pretty consistent around there. The thing that does sort of change is our growing season rainfall.
Yeah.
Because these averages can, it tends to go off a lot of summer rain is, where our yearly average comes from.
Yeah.
But lately in the past 5 years we haven't really been getting our yearly, our early summer rains, like our big early summer rains. Normally we rely on maybe 100 to 150 mils in that January, February.
Yeah,
and we haven't been getting it.
No, well, the last one, it was, again, record-breaking for rainfall was the February floods. That was 2017.
Oh, yes, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that was, I don't think much of that actually counted towards the, to filling up the bank, because that happened so quickly. It was a flood, and you just
Be
watched
nice to fill up some dams again, though.
Yeah, well, I think that one burst more dams than it filled.
Hey, I've got a specialty built dam ready to go, just purpose built for a flood. So.
Yeah, I guess it is that bit further north. So I just have the nightmares of walking down to the river and looking at this torrent of stuff going down, going, oh.
Yeah, so we're the start of where it start. Where the water collects. You guys are halfway down, and then you got the ocean. So
yeah, and that was taking out bridges, but. Yeah, so the like you said, if you take out the drought years and the flood years, which you have to when you're averaging, it's a reasonably reliable area.
Yeah,
which is we're quite fortunate in that aspect.
It sort of gets us into the next question, which is from Wake Up with Jake, who I believe you know from your
Jake Cole,
and his tongue-in-cheek comment of what's it like farming in the land of milk and honey, propping the rest of WA up in 23.
It's terrible. No one ever come down here and farm or buy farmland.
Yeah, go away.
Stay up there. It's often something that we. I'm not going to say that we cop it on the chin, but the typical Esperance farmers that can really gripe at the guys from Salmon Gums when you're comparing them to Daily Up and Scadden.
Yeah.
It's a big area. Yeah, it's a big area.
Whenever people say, "Oh, you're God's country down in Esperance," you really are in some spots.
Yeah,
not in mine. But we last year was our best year ever, and we were a lot better off than the guys on the coast. They didn't have their best year ever. Because they, instead of your 600, they probably got nearly 800.
Oh, we were up over 1.2 meters.
Meters?
Yeah.
Gee willikers, Batman, that's a lot of rain.
Yeah.
That's Queensland talk.
Yeah, it is. It's so that's where they say, there's a wet drought.
Yeah,
You can't get on the paddock, you can't get a crop, you can't get any production out of your pastures. It's arguably the best problem to have. Is more.
It can still cause the exact, you can't make money out of dust, but you can make money out of mud.
You can, but you've just got to wait 8-9 months to make that money out of mud.
Yeah.
It takes a completely different toll. I know that we're still seeding now. September, we're still seeding at Coolum Bidjup.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys down there, like nearly all the neighbours are. So that. Yeah, you've pulled the headers. I pulled the headers out today.
I saw that as I drove in.
To get them, they're getting serviced.
Yep.
So that's a sign of the season ticking on, and we're still seeding.
Still seeding, yeah.
The seeders are sort of still being dragged around and about to be sort of finished up.
Yeah.
And I think the strangest concern that I heard over the weekend was, we're just worried that if we go seeding on Monday, so a couple of days ago, that we're going to get burst seed and then we're going to have to reseed.
Yeah, because tonight, it's Tuesday and we've got thunderstorms going past. Yep. Obviously, that's coastal.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
So 5 mils of rain on top of that and it just fills straight back up again.
Yeah, that's it. It's Esperance is a very good area, and after going to Darren, we did see how the guys are struggling up there, and your heart bleeds from it doesn't look nice in some spots, and we've heard that some farmers are going to be harvesting their crops with a boom spray.
Yeah,
and that no one ever wants to hear that or have to do that or face that.
Yeah.
So look, we can't complain about what we've got.
Our little patch is pretty good.
It's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
We also missed the frost like we get frost, but we tend to miss the big frosts that the wheat belt tend to get.
Yeah.
There was that one
2019.
Yeah, when
That
all
was-
of Esperance got frosted.
Yeah, there was guys in Hopetown that they literally their paddock ends, there's sand dunes, then there's the
And the
beach,
ocean.
and they were frosted right up to the sand dunes.
Yeah.
and completely unheard of. But that's now it is heard of. So
It is that. I mean, that was a big year. That was going to be nearly one of our best years ever. And then the frost hit and boom.
Yeah, I knew it was like I've always been superstitious now, but head wash like head flushes,
Yes.
fungicides.
Yeah.
I did one the day before that big frost.
Oh no!
I got the drone out, took a couple photos. I was like, this is pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
doing a head
yeah.
flush fungicide, so I'm trying to look after the yield here.
Yeah.
Woke up in the morning and one of the guys said, I've just picked this up off the silage pit. Thinking, what's he found? Some chunk of machinery?
Yeah.
No, it was like a chunk of ice.
Yeah. No,
Like
it was a cold night.
dinner plate size and thick. I was
Yeah.
like, oh no, that's a whole frozen puddle. I guess I've just wasted all that money on fungicide.
Yeah. So that was another interesting year. Yeah, and that again accounts for not the rainfall average, but the yield average when you're going to do when we're talking to PA.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get your correct yield data for doing your yield maps. Your vari-rate maps.
That one you just drew a line through 2019.
Yeah.
There was some modern artwork happening there.
There was. Now we've got one from Peter, and he says, if there was one thing you could change about the ag industry, what would it be?
As a whole, so if we nail this down, we've got one thing that we can change.
Prices, machinery.
100%.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to say commodity prices. If I can control that and change that. Yeah, no, I'm
Through the roof.
I won't be, if I could just sit there and dial it, I might just tweak it in our favour every time. But commodity prices, if that was one thing I could change. I hate being a price taker on both like our inputs and
Output.
yeah. So we go, okay, when should we buy urea? Okay. When should we sell our grain?
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, there's someone sitting there on the other side of this marketing scheme going, we can give them this and we can take this and it's we're going to make heaps.
Yeah.
Just keep them just ticking away.
The Oliver Anthony, that guy that went viral with the song. There's a line in that which refers very good to what you're saying.
Yeah. All right, where's the tin foil?
Yeah. But no, mine would be obviously you got commodity. I'd say machinery. Just the prices are stupid through the roof, and it's never going to come back down now. But you'd hope that it just plateaus. And it doesn't go back up because.
Yeah, because I mean, again, our commodity prices they were record high.
They were?
It's like, that's awesome. And it's straight back down again.
But we also had the record high when we had the record high urea price as well.
Yeah. Again, tin foil. Let's get it out. Someone's getting us.
That's just what being a farmer's all about, mate.
Yeah, that's it. There's lots of sayings about both ends.
All right. Our next question is from Noah. And this one can get on a lot of people's nerves, but headlands before or after you do your AB lines when spraying and seeding?
Before.
Yeah, so I'm always a before.
Before, yeah. These guys who say, no, do them at the end so it looks perfect. What do you do like 2 weeks later?
Go on, spray.
You drive back over it. It's all gone. All that hard work's gone.
Yeah, so we're both on the exact same page. Okay. But then that exact question is toe between or toe behind cart.
Oh, behind cart?
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy...
I can guarantee you the people who are doing headlands last.
Yeah, they're toe between.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't enjoy like taking wheels that have fallen off air carts, repairing them and putting them back on.
Yeah.
No.
On a Sunday night Saturday afternoon on a long weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Normally.
Yeah. Parts of ex-Melbourne.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do my seating anyway.
Cool. Only got Treflan out. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Got a crew of 10 people. Don't worry about it.
10 people.
Knock them off.
10
I'm talking
people.
about all these boys.
Oh, yeah. The guys. Oh, well, they've normally got 2-seaters. And
Yeah. That's how they go.
Yeah.
They grow the flashest crops.
But no, we've always been outside that first. And the reason was just it's easier for when we're talking about employment, getting new people on.
Yep.
It's just so much easier to go, look, guys, that's where you start and stop. That's where you turn around. Instead of having to then try and work out that headland pass that you got to come back and do. Now, I know it works very easy for some people. You just pop up that little headland boundary.
Yeah, drive it, off you go.
Turns it all off, you're sorted, but then the whole Trefland thingy comes back into it, and
yeah,
I've just always left it.
You just do the outside laps first. It's
You're driving over it anyway.
Who gets an orange and goes, you know what, I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to peel it last. Nah, start on the outside, work your way in.
Yeah. No, I am definitely in agreement with that, but I know a lot of people would be screaming in their glass cage going, no, you're wrong.
Fight about it in the comments.
All right, and we've also got how long do you keep your equipment? Is it an hour, age, or when it's stuffed?
Yeah, like I said before, generally longer than an hour.
Yeah.
I'll try most of the time.
Well, when the machinery payments cost is this high, you're holding on to it for a lot longer.
Yeah, so we generally work on once the technology is no longer relevant or not working for us.
Yep.
Or once the machine is sort of getting to end of life with us. Yeah.
So we sort of work on a bit of a schedule, and that only is just a guide.
Yep.
But then it's also your repairs and maintenance bill.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
If that's starting to go through the roof, then it's time to think
cycle
about
it
switching.
Through. Yeah.
So with our headers, we had, what did we have? S680s. They were fine.
Yeah.
They could have kept going, but the repairs and maintenance on them was getting through the roof. And then, it's just like, well, this is the best sort of time to sell. And it was, because I did it just before the machinery price went through the roof.
Yeah.
And it just worked out that way. And with the Cedar, now the Cedar could definitely keep going for ages. We're going to go into our 7th year next year.
Yep.
But it's all paid for now. But it's sort of like the Seed Hawk only did 7 seasons, so that's sort of what I'm going off with the Borgo.
Yeah.
The sprayer, look, I'm not sure about that because getting into a new sprayer is going to be pretty exy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So we've spoken in previous episodes about you guys have been through a few sprayers now.
Yes. Yeah.
We've been through more Cedars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were chasing a system and chasing technology.
Yeah.
We had a target, and then we changed that target at one stage. That's where we'd change out the Cedar if it didn't fit our system anymore.
Yeah.
And that's I guess that goes for most things, but headers included. If these don't perform the way that we need them to be, then look at changing them. Yeah,
well, that's it. I think you guys have gone through maybe a few more headers as well because you've done the exact same thing.
Yep. Started with their 680 and 9760, and then
you went New Holland.
Went a CR, one CR, then 2 CRs. Yeah. Well, yeah. So cycled it through, and then back to S690s. So
yes,
stripper fronts,
and
all
that.
Yeah, we did chase around for a little bit, but
and we sold our rogator at low hours. I think that was maybe 1,500. To which you guys go, oh, what is it coming up to an oil change? You didn't want to do it.
Well, did it run out of washer fluid?
And then we sold our 9630, our triple tractor.
Yeah.
And tractor on triples, I should say.
Yeah.
And that was again at very low hours. And then you guys sort of gave us the reputation of as soon as it's coming up for an oil change, it's got to go.
Yeah.
But it's just how it sort of worked out for us. We're getting into the new tractor to get smaller wheel tracks and
fit the system.
Fit the system, and the same with the boom spray. Got rid of that to try and we did to go for the John Deere to then get tram lining because I couldn't tram line with that Rogator.
Yeah.
The Rogator had Raven, and that was just an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Raven doesn't know how to steer straight. I'm sure they maybe do now, but
no, I still wouldn't trust them.
I honestly still wouldn't either.
No, I don't know. I've never really had enjoyable experiences with Raven stuff. Now I know that if you crack open John Deere rate controllers or module controllers, they've got the sneaky little Raven symbol in there.
Yeah.
But
they obviously somehow do it right though.
Yeah, I mean they're still. I mean, their rate controller is.
I mean, John Deere do it right.
John Deere do using Raven componentry. Yeah. Anyway, that's the little bugbear that I have for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Raven. Nothing like coming back to your boom spray and seeing it, set up as a dry rate control for a spreader in Imperial, and you're just going, why? Did I pressure clean you wrong underneath somewhere?
Yeah.
Did I fart at the moon the wrong direction?
Yeah.
It's just Raven.
No. And our last question, but we might come up with a few more, I don't know, was from Jaden, and that was talking about drainage. And now we could do a whole episode on drainage, but I guess we'll just sort of touch on it.
I mean, Grandad did a lot of...
we're going to need a week if we're going to...
A week? A lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play. He was onto it.
Yeah. So Grandad was right onto salt.
Yeah, drainage, and just drain the salt out of the system, get it deep, and remove your salts through.
Yeah.
So the drainage for anyone that's not in WA,
the southwest coast.
Yeah, the southwest. Actually, yeah. I mean,
where else? What up north? Are they doing it in the wheat belt?
Yeah. So there's a lot of salt drainage that goes on there.
Well, yeah, okay, salt drainage, yes.
Yeah, but for waterlogging,
which is what you guys down here are mainly focused on.
Yeah. So,
for those who aren't in WA.
Yeah, we have all of our groundwater in this area is salt.
Yep.
So that, as you can imagine, if you remove all of the native vegetation, that's no longer keeping the water table down. That water table comes up, brings the salts up, and you end up with salt scald.
Yep.
So areas of land that just turn into salted earth.
Yes. So
the pollutant in that system is actually the rainwater, is fresh water.
Yeah,
because it's just recharging the salts, and they keep moving their way up.
Yep.
So you need to remove that water and keep that water flushing the salts through the system.
Yep.
So we deep drain. We get an excavator in and dig drains from anywhere from 1.2 metres down to like 3 or 4 metres deep, and drain them through the profile and just keep the water moving on their natural pathways.
Yeah.
And so once you start to do that, then you can alleviate the problems of waterlogging. So there's no longer water being held up in those areas that makes its way up the hills. That's the rough and ready agricultural way of doing it.
Yeah. So you guys got heavily invested. You guys actually bought a excavator to do the job.
Yep.
Now we up where I am, we don't face waterlogging, but we do face salt.
Yeah.
We have a section right up against the neighbour, which started small, as salt always does, and it just kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It was sort of something we ignored.
Yeah.
Turned a blind eye.
Yeah, head in the sand. That's very easy to do.
Yeah, it's only a small area. What's it going to do? Now, obviously, it kept growing. What we ended up doing was we put slit trenches in. So just 3 big, long trenches. Now, it was an unproductive area anyway. It's now still unproductive because you got these big trenches in the way.
Yeah.
But now we've got crop right up against the trenches.
Yeah.
So it's worked amazing. So a slit trench, an evaporation trench, if you will.
Yeah.
It's quite literally the water is there and it just evaporates.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's got somewhere to drain into and then evaporates out, concentrates the salts down.
Yep. And so we've noticed a huge increase in yield as the years have gone on from that. Now, on the other side of the fence, the neighbour is going to have to do it himself. So it started on our fence, but it worked towards us. And then we've done the slit trenches, and then now it's gone back to him.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to do it because he's ending up with a big area that's not productive.
Yeah.
But so that's all we've done. I'm not the biggest fan of drainage, only because you got to turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is some absolute messy paddocks out there from it. It just, you ruin a nice big square paddock.
Yep. To try and save it, you have to carve it up. And it hurts.
And that just does my OCD in. I just can't stand that.
Yeah, it brings a whole heap of issues with. It solves the issue of the salt or the waterlogging.
It does.
But with that, then you've got harbour points for weeds to grow up on the banks and in between. So then you've got little harbour points all there. Like you said, you've got inefficiencies from your movements in the paddocks.
More headlands.
More headlands, more overlap. It's a problem. It's a solution to a problem that, like, I wish that we'd as a whole been able to solve earlier. Some of the stuff that I've seen recently with like the mole drains.
Yeah, I was going to say all the tile drains. And
slotted pipe. That seems to be working really well and keeping the land in full economic production.
Yeah. So a lot more expensive because you've got to get that giant big trencher machine in that can come in and lay the pipe properly and cover it all up nicely behind.
Yeah.
So you've
still got to have somewhere for it to go as well.
You do, yeah. So you're still going to need a drain at the end of the paddock. You can't just put a
it doesn't just go a magic pipe that disappears water.
You see it a lot in the US. They've
US, UK,
because they've got all the snow melt.
Yeah,
so they need the snow melt to go somewhere. That's all they do is just
tile drainage. It's starting to kick off here, which I would really love a contractor to take up.
If that was here 10 years ago when the excavator craze came in, it'd all be that.
Yep. Yeah, majority would be. You'd still need a handful of deep arterial drains, but nowhere near as many darting across the paddocks.
Yes, yeah. You could have just that one central drain, excuse me, and have the other tile drains coming into it.
Yeah.
And then exiting your paddock. But there is like logistics and laws that people need to watch out for when it comes to this.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
I mean, technically, you're not meant to go any deeper in your paddock than I think like a metre. So when you're doing that, you actually need a permit.
Yeah.
This was long before the Heritage Act, even though it's scrapped.
Yeah. You've still got to worry about where your water's going
and the water going downstream is where people find out. They go, hang on, where's all this water come from? And they found out where it's come from. The local authorities get brought in because you've now ruined their paddock.
It's no secret. You go to where the water started and you look and you go, there's a trench. And that's connected to 30 other trenches.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of permits and stuff that need to be gone through to.
It's not just get an excavator and dig a hole white trench. It's there's some
the evaporation trenches and that I think they're all legit.
Well, that again, you're still doing the below. It's deep.
Yeah,
you still should get a permit for it.
But it's the same as digging a dam.
I guess you need a permit for that. I don't know. Maybe it's more because you're going. You're changing the course of water.
Yeah.
You know, it's meant to be stored in your soil. And the thing that blew my mind away was when you go and you dig the soil up, and it's quite literally like someone's got a tap.
Yep.
And I mean, some of them are nearly jetting out the damn walls. That blows my mind that water can
There's that much pressure sitting in there just from rainfall.
And dig a hole and it's just released. And
yeah,
that was honestly, the most fascinating thing about drainage is just how much water is stored in our soil and how quick it comes out, and how salty it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, there's 40 odd years of salts that have been built up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's us. We've got very young country. Like
yes,
the others are 100 years of agriculture. That's a lot of salt.
Yeah, and definitely up. I know the guys around probably Lake Grace and Newdigate and Lake King, they deal with a lot of salt.
Yeah. The guy to talk to would be Simo. He presented at the Sepwa Day the other day. I missed it. I was a bit late getting out there.
Oh right, yeah.
But he's all over it, and they've done a lot of work on hydrology work. So
yeah. So I mean, drainage is definitely a big, massive topic. You know, there's lots of things to go into there, but maybe we save that for another day. Maybe we get somebody on. Like maybe an operator or something like that.
Yeah, there's a couple kicking about.
There is
guys who know what they're doing.
Roger.
Well, I mean, they tell us they know what they're doing.
How hard is it to dig a hole?
Yeah,
I said that until I bought a grader. I was like, it can't be that hard to grade a road.
Yeah,
got a grader. I was like, my God, this is difficult.
Yeah, that's the difference between a driver and an operator.
Just didn't want to ruin the road.
Yeah,
I don't want to dig a hole in it, and then
that's why you practice on the Shire ones.
No, that's a whole liability issue.
Yeah, but then they come and fix them.
No, I just practiced down at the wreck there.
Yeah. No, that was quite good actually.
Yeah,
looks schmicko.
No, it was good, and we did the battery run. I think we briefly mentioned that last episode.
Yeah.
We got 46 shuttles out of that.
Yeah, which I think came to 42 tonne. Did I say 42 or 41?
Oh, I can't remember, but that's huge. So absolute fantastic for the local school, the PNC. So
yeah,
if anyone is looking for doing a fundraiser for your footy club or community or even the school like what we did, and you got a lot of batteries lying around, I'd definitely suggest that one.
Yeah, that one and just all scrap metal. So like your brass or copper or something, just get buckets of that. Chuck it all together.
Catalytic converters?
Yeah, no.
Jump underneath the cars.
Yeah, so you get everyone in a parking lot.
Yeah.
You send them out into the bush and you just cut all the catalytic converters out. That's the
way to do it. That's a quick way to do it.
Real quick fundraiser.
Oh, well, I reckon we'll probably leave it there.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a different format for everyone.
Yeah, I think it's nice just to have that quick fire questions from Instagram. Well, I think we'll definitely do that again.
Yeah, bit of a long format question from Jaden the other day.
Yeah, we'd had a few too many beers when he brought that one up, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll be able to discuss that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was a good night.
It was a very good night.
Yeah, no, well worth it.
So again, we'll have a break between this one and episode 10. We will do episode 10, and then we're going to have a month break after that.
Yeah, so see who we can rope in for number 10. See if we can get a couple of people in.
Well, I'll leave that one to you.
Oh. He's already checked out.
You do the roping, mate. I'm going fishing.
Yeah, he's already on holidays. It's all gone. It's done.
Oh, well, we shall see you guys in the next one.
See ya.